Alright, let's do this.
Capcom is an expert for its death traps to confuse and lure players to their deaths. And if you're a fan of the Resident Evil franchise, you've probably died once or countless times playing 30 years. Here are the 10 Resident Evil death traps that player didn't expect. If you're new to this channel, hitting that sub and bell would really help. Alright, here's number 1 on the list. Starting with Resident Evil 0. This is probably the least area to die. I mean, if you're playing this for the first time, you won't even know there'd be a boss waiting after exploring this area. I'd say this is probably considered a death trap on our list.
You bitch!
Coming number 2 on our list is the infamous Armor Corridor of Death, located in the east wing of the mansion. You'd probably be clueless of what to do and easily get cornered if you don't return the key. Well, too bad for that.
That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich.
On our number 3 spot is the fiery furnace scene in Resident Evil 2 Remake. In Ada's scene apparently lies a very easy puzzle you need to figure out by overloading the circuit breakers inside a furnace, which actually opens it. But I guess not all people are bright enough to figure that one out in less than a minute.
Incompetence surrounds me!
Goodbye, Miss Valentine. Shame you didn't listen to me when you had the chance.
Now there are lots of death traps in Resident Evil 3 Remake, but this scene made it to our list somehow. Remember this part where Carlos tells Jill to shoot, but hesitates?
Shoot him!
I can't! I'll hit you!
Do it! You have to!
Now this part is actually really easy, but if you take too long to shoot, it can end up where both you and Carlos will probably regret.
Carlos! No!
Knew you couldn't pull the trigger.
I suppose I should thank you.
At number 5 is from Resident Evil Code Veronica's notorious Crystal Ball death trap. I have to be honest, even if I've played this countless times, I always make sure to save before this part. The puzzle trap instructs you to place the crystal ball under a stone crusher, which later gives you the cart. But placing or taking the cart after is gonna be one hell of a ride.
Worthless!
Coming on number 6 is the Don't Shoot the Water death trap from Resident Evil 4. Remember when your friend tells you to go fishing in Resident Evil 4? Well, yeah, I guess it's possible. But only make sure you do that after defeating the Lake Guardian monster there. So much for that.
You disappoint me.
On number 7 is from RE5 Lost in Nightmares. In this part, you or a co-op friend are instructed to lure the monsters to the spike traps that are set up in various places in order to advance to the next area. But a simple slip of the finger or miscommunication will lead one of you to a hideous death.
Poor deluded Chris.
On number 8 is the meat grinder death. There's a certain scenario in Resident Evil 6 in Chinatown that triggers an action cutscene with the Ras Klepanji. It will try to force you down into the meat grinder, but if you miss an action command prompt during this scene, I guess everyone's having meatloaf tonight.
Don't get sloppy.
Number 9 on the list is from Resident Evil 7's door-coded trap. Upon chasing Lucas in the game, you will stumble upon a coded door. He will try and deceive you with some codes that obviously won't work. And even if you knew the correct code, the game won't definitely allow it. After putting the correct codes and staring at him cluelessly in front of the door, there lies a slamming surprise.
Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick.
Poor performance indeed.
On our 10th and final spot is the Heisenberg's Death Trap Showcase. In this early part of the game, Ethan will try and escape Heisenberg's death game. There are several traps, like falling spiky ceilings, but the last part can be very tricky, especially for your first run. The rolling death spikes looks unescapable, but actually leaves you a small space on the lower left to squeeze in. But due to panic and pressure, everyone's probably gonna say,
"Nothing like fresh American growth."
Oh, playtime is over.
And that's it for our 10 Resident Evil death traps that players didn't expect. If you're new to this channel, maybe it's time to hit that sub and bell for more interesting Resident Evil facts. Until then,
Self-righteous fools, follow me!